his status at Real Madrid has changed. And he has been subbed so many times. He has just completed 3 or 4 matches with Xabi Alonso. He has already been benched. So the change of his status has provoked this reaction and the bad relationship that he has with Xabi Alonso. You're going to remember that in August, when I published about the negotiations over his new contract. Now everything is blocked since August, and his staff, people from his staff, told me that they would wait the season to see how Xabi Alonso would see Vini's role at the team. And the situation now definitely is not good.
Xabi Alonso is still such a young manager, you know, and still coming into it. I mean, you heard from Gustavo right there who said that if this were Carlo Ancelotti, Vini wouldn't ever act like this. So how crucial is Xabi's...
Ancelotti last year threatened to take Vinicius Jr. off in the game if he didn't actually start upping his work rate.
Vini, you could sense, had that respect for Ancelotti. Now, Xabi, how crucial is his handling of this Vini Jr. situation to how we view him as a manager?
How
crucial is it? How much are we going to judge Xabi on how he handles this?
I kind of touched on it earlier. It's crucial to the rest of the group. It's crucial to the dressing room how Xabi Alonso handles this. Not just from a personal Vini point of view. The manager has to think about the big picture, and the big picture is what he does and how he deals with Vini. Absolutely, every other person in that dressing room is watching it to see whether he puts down the hammer, whether he's soft, whether he does the right thing. This is the important thing for Alonso. It's not the actual relationship with Vini. He has to make sure that everybody, after this is all done and dusted, still respects the manager the same way he did before it.
Well, he's the best player. He actually took Mbappe off in the game. I don't know the minute, but it was after Vinicius Jr. And it was probably nearer the end of the game. But he took Mbappe off as well to bolster the midfield or the back line. I can't remember who he brought on. There was so much going on. And he's, you know, probably the best player in Spain at the moment. Maybe arguably the best player in Europe again. So, and he was pretty accepting of the situation. His job was done.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is just, I think we could be sat here in 12 months' time, hopefully. And it's a long time.
Yeah.
And I think we could be having the same conversation. Because I don't think he will change. I think you can try and make him change, but I think it's going to be very difficult, so you have to manage it. I think that emotion is always going to be there, and the emotion is what makes the player, for the most part, along with his talent. But he has to sort of harness it in the right way, and I think when it boils over, you know, as a manager, you have to deal with it in the correct manner, and I think we'll probably see that in the next few days.
Frank, you wanted to come in?
Yes, please. I think what Xabi Alonso has to do, and Stevie was saying, you know, in front of the group, he has to show his strengths and his power, and he has to think that when he was a player, and he was a great player, he was a huge player, he was a leader for Liverpool, for Real Madrid, for Bayern Munich, he was a great player. So he exactly knows what the rest of the dressing room thinks about what he should do. So he has to behave according to what he has seen before during his career, and what he has thought or would have thought if a player would have done or behaved the same. And I think Xabi Alonso exactly knows what he has to do. And what Vini did as a spoiled person in that matter has to be sanctioned in front of the rest of the group. So I think everything Alonso will do would be good to do. But if he doesn't do anything, he will lose respect, as Stevie said before.
Gustavo, considering that this relationship obviously now with Xabi Alonso is quite strained, are we closer to seeing Vini Jr. leaving Real Madrid, maybe sooner than later?
Well, now it's impossible to say anything, to say anything that actually will happen. We have to wait. We definitely have to wait. But the negotiations over his new contract are completely blocked. The difference between what Vini wants and what Real Madrid wants to pay, it's huge now. And with the situation in the dressing room, with the manager, I think that it's very, very complicated to find a solution, to find some way to manage this kind of situation. So Vini has a contract with Real Madrid till the end of next season. Probably at the end of this year, they're gonna talk again to try to renew the negotiations, but the big picture now is not good to imagine Vini staying in Real Madrid.
How good he was in this game, as Craig pointed out. He's still such a talented player. Can you really see Real Madrid letting a player like this go?
Yes. I mean, if he's only got this year and next year, and he continues to act the way he has been, and there's not one of us would put any money on him changing. If you're going to completely, not destroy the dressing room, but if you're going to upset everything around you, then there comes a time where you have to say, no one guy's bigger than the club, certainly not Real Madrid. And the problem is, he's talking about the status. Gustavo's telling us about the status is important to him. Mm-hmm. Well, if you go to Saudi, your status is disappearing, big time. So a normal, sensible guy, football player, with good people around him, would sit him down and say, look, if you want this status and you want to continue with it, then A, you have to do it on the field consistently, and B, you need to stop acting like a spoiled brat or a big kid. That's what should happen. Again, I'm not so sure it will.
I just wonder, Gustavo's still with us?
Yeah, Gustavo's still here.
Gustavo, may I ask you a question? Is there any dialogue? I would imagine, being international manager, there is still dialogue between Vinicius Jr. and Ancelotti, being the international team manager, and also maybe some advice about what he should and shouldn't do for his career going forward. And of course, there's a World Cup in less than a year's time. Are they still talking to each other?
Yes. Vini really loves Carlo Ancelotti. They have a very good relation. Next month, they're going to meet again because we have another 2 more matches for the Brazilian national team. So I know that they have a very good relationship, and Vinicius really hears what Carlo Ancelotti says. But as I also know the way that Carlo Ancelotti works, I don't think that he's going to try to be involved in the matters of Real Madrid now. He was the manager of Real Madrid. Now he's the manager of Brazil. He can deal with anything with the Brazilian national team. I really don't think that maybe he can give Vini some advices when they're together in Brazil. But I don't think that he's gonna be involved so much with this topic.
But no, if you just a little arm around him saying, listen, when he goes to international duty, a little arm and say, listen, this is a good place for you.
Yeah.
I know there's a few problems. Maybe you're not going to get quite the money that you want, and maybe the manager frustrates you a little bit now and again, but that's the best place for you. That kind of chat, just to sort of get not pushing, not being directly involved, but just saying, listen, have a think about it. Think about the grass is not always greener, and you're at Real Madrid, and the fans love you. But just get in his ear, as an international manager sometimes does, and say, listen.
That would be important from Carlo Ancelotti. I think Carlo Ancelotti is like a father to Vinicius Jr. He didn't say anything last year, and that would be absolutely crucial for me, knowing the house, knowing Real Madrid very well, getting Vini by the shoulder and say, you know what, you don't like my son, and do I have the right to tell you something? You are the best place in the world. Behave the way you should behave. I'm sure they love you there, but they want you to be more quiet, outside the field, and show your strengths on the field. Listen to me and believe me, you have everything to lose if you carry on like that. And I tell you that because I love you. That will be the kind of speech that we love to hear from Carlo Ancelotti to Vinicius Jr.
So I don't think that the problem that happened in the match, the problem between Barcelona and Real Madrid, will take to the Brazilian national team because, as I said, these players are really friends.
Well, you guys were about as high profile as Vini Jr. and Rafinha. Did you have any club issues that trickled onto the national team?
We've all kicked.
Tell us more.
But we've all kicked international teammates up and down the field.
In club football?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us.
No, it's just, it's one of those unwritten rules that we all kind of know that nobody ever told you.
But a genuine spat.
That wasn't a genuine spat.
Well, tempers
What
flare.
would you call a genuine
Clasico.
spat? Somebody punching you straight in the face?
No, but
That's what I would call a genuine spat. What you saw there was absolutely nothing close to violence. It was all posturing. It was all ego. Most of them, the majority of them knew they weren't getting anywhere near anybody, and it was all mouth and all noise. And usually the noisiest ones are the biggest cowards. So forget about it.
Look at the Spanish team, La Joya, and Gustavo was mentioning it when they were each hating each other, you know, rating Real Madrid and Barcelona, Piqué and some others, you know.
Sergio Ramos.
And when they played together, Sergio Ramos, they were the best team in the world. Maybe hating each other. Have you seen Ramos and Messi when they played together for Paris Saint-Germain? They were the best teammates in the world. They loved each other when they hated each other. We saw so many images of that. Nothing's going to happen between Rafinha and Vini. They're going to talk, they're going to have a drink, and everything's going to be okay at the end of the day, because that's just a game, and that was just a posture for the media.
Listen, Teddy Sheringham and Andy Cole formed a magnificent duel up front for Man United and did not talk to each other.
Yep.
You know,
But got the job done.
They were not on speaking terms for the most part. They disliked each other, but they got on the field and they did the job. When these lads meet up for the national team, they'll probably laugh about it. Because it's all in the heat of the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a huge game, you're under pressure. So, yeah, not a lot in it.
Footballers and their egos,
Fed
and
up
Lord
with
knows.
Vinny. Fed up with Vinny already.
You're fed up with the Vinny talk. Well, thankfully, that's it for this segment on Vini Jr. Gustavo Hoffman.
This week.
No, I still think we're going to talk about it as the week goes on. Remember what Gustavo said? He's going to have his meeting with Xabi tomorrow. I'm sure there's going to be some fallout there. But Gustavo Hoffman, thank you so much. Muito obrigada. I'm sure we'll touch base with you again, because we know that this Vini Jr. topic is not going to go away silently. Or yet. All right, here's a look at the top half of the La Liga standings then. Just a reminder that Real Madrid are there 5 points clear at the top of the table, putting some extra breathing room in between them and their rivals Barcelona after their El Clasico win. Well, Real Madrid will be back in action in La Liga along with everyone else coming up this weekend. A whole slate of matches kicking off on Friday with Getafe against Girona. That's at 4 p.m. Madrid in action against Valencia at 4 p.m. on Saturday. And then Barcelona looking to bounce back against Elche on Sunday.